Hello and welcome to a Fro to Go Reviews. This is a live gaming session. We are going to go with baseball stars. We're going to continue with our tournament playing as the Giants Dream Team, we'll call them, and against several different teams in Baseball Stars. We'll also be talking about this year's San Francisco Giants team and what they look like as far as a roster. We are about a week into the spring training so far and haven't had a really good chance yet as far as anybody who is in media and also in just in the sports journalists and things. It's hard to get a lot of information, but some of the players on the Giants so far with their play are showing that they are possibly going to be mainstays, and the roster right now with the San Francisco Giants really, to be honest with you, is a little in flux for the first time in a while, which, to be honest with you, 100% is a good thing. I'm going to turn off the background music for now as we start our first game. And obviously Posey is not the shortstop in real life, but he is going to be called Posey right now because of his abilities on this team. He's going to be a mainstay, so we just named him that right now. Okay. So, first of all, I did want to talk on this particular live because as I have been doing these, and as I have been watching others who have started off a certain way and grown and gotten more, the hang of this style of media. And I would call this a style of media. I need to really, really emphasize that I am not doing this in any way. These live streams or any of the video. Oh man, Hulk, I didn't get it out. I am not doing any of these live streams for you, the public, or friends or family members. I'm doing it more for me. And here's what I mean. I think that I definitely have a passion for helping others, and if I can convey some, opinions and some review some items or some music or some movies and whatnot that others will enjoy, then that's a bonus. And I think that the main thing here is that it's kind of known that I am not at any point of me being on doing any kind of online streaming or any reviewing or anything. It will not be because of a financial gain out of it. There won't be like a thank you for the donation. I don't condemn anybody on YouTube for asking for donations and doing that. If that's their life, then it's not begging because they're providing a service for you. And I also don't want to diminish that medium by, lowering the value of it in any way. So I just want to make known that this particular type of media, whether it's social media or news media or a combination media, combo media, I don't know what it would be called. I call this a vodcast, a video on demand. I'm here. I'm trying to convey an opinion, just like a podcast and things like that. But my value, I believe, is experience and those people around me who have, led me to the right, answers and given me correct advice. And I think that everybody else deserves to hear those voices that brought me, wisdom, you know. And if I at any point, fail to honor the person correctly, please call me out on it. If I am someone, if someone watches a video of mine or is live with me at any point and they decide to tell me that no, this person is, he's much more than you actually are, even saying, please do so. I would love for that to come out, because it's important to me, to honor those, the best in the best light possible. So, with that being said, I have a lot of people in my life that I will, over the time of me doing these, be not necessarily personally calling out, because I don't think that you should be doing that without their consent. But those people who know, who are close to me and close to the other person, will definitely know who it is that I'm speaking to and about and for and honoring. So, most definitely, the biggest thing I could say is that, if those individuals who I learned from aren't credible, then I wouldn't be able to pass that down to others and have it work, and it has. So I know that it's the right judgment calls and the right way to go. So I've gotten tutelage on the top by the person themselves, and then I've gotten confirmation below by those that I have taught on my own, who have, definitely bettered themselves based on those teachings. So, so that's definitely a very confirming thing, that those that led me, I know that particular, the moral judgment and things that I learned from them have worked on me, and now are working on those that I have any kind of contact with. So I will go ahead and start the portion of this episode with the San Francisco Giants. I'll be on for probably about an hour, probably about till about 9:30. I'll probably play 2 to 3 games of Baseball Stars each time, and I always will have my my videos to be able to fast forward and rewind during the stream. So if you ever need to go back, and if you're on the stream and you miss something, you could rewind. Some of them don't do that, so that has been initiated on this. Also, if you can, I do, like I said, the money part, the donations, none of that Um, it, that's not what this is all about. So just get that out of your mind as far as that part. But the liking on the videos, subscribing to the channel, obviously, which you probably have already if you're here. But if you're new, definitely subscribe, and then click on when you go to the subscribe button, just click on the top of the bell, because there's a couple different options that you have for alerts. And if you want to join me when I go live, then this will alert you immediately that I've gone live, that A Fro to Go Reviews has gone live, and you'll get on with me, and we'll be either gaming or doing a review of a movie, music, or one of our series as far as the reviews in the outside world, we'll call it, in the outdoors, in the future when we're able to do so. Oh, look at that drop. Oh, get there. Okay. Wow, I should have just kept running. I don't know why I stopped. It's 2 outs. Oh, this could be good. Okay. This game may get out of hand if they leave this pitcher in, and usually in the first couple innings, this pitcher, I believe he might be, this is definitely be his last inning. So we'll see if he leaves him in here, if they leave him in here. All right. Oh, right back at him. Okay. Oh, an atom ball. That's going to happen sometimes. So again, if you're joining me after the fact, obviously, I am doing this as a journal and as a kind of a recommendation station for you, a reminiscing. I think of the 3 R's. I think it was reminisce, recommend, and what was the other one? Review. Well, review, recommend, and reminisce. And the react part, yeah, there's going to be some reaction videos. It's not because I necessarily need to have that on the resume, because there's a lot of people that do the reaction videos. But there is going to be some of them when it's an important event that comes up. Like I did the review / reaction to Coming to America, the sequel, because that was a iconic sequel that was coming out, and not a lot of those happen too often. I will be doing a full review, as I stated in previous episodes, that for the Cobra Kai series that was the offshoot of Karate Kid, because I just really think that that's something that I need to do. Now, we've got extra little things here that we've got today, so I just wanted to let everybody know that everybody here, let me know if you are enjoying yourself. So let me hear it. Let me hear it. Okay. All right. So we've got some. Okay. Yeah. 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 Bring it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Ah, there we go. They're liking it. They're liking it. They're liking it. Yep. Yeah, yeah. Whoa, yes, yes. So I just want to let you know that we do have some cool little sounds. Ah, there we go. They're liking it. They're liking it. They're liking it. I just wanted to hear if it was loud enough. Yep. Yeah. Okay. I could probably turn it up just a little bit as far as that's concerned, but have some back end sounds that we'll have as part of the show as well. Some losing sounds. Yep. And
you lose.
And then the happy stuff, like
you win.
Something like that.
You win.
Yeah. So we're gonna have some fun sounds during our episodes as well that will allow us to have some fun with with some of our games and whatnot. So I did want to, and again, when you join in on this this stream, either after the fact or during, just know that any comments are definitely encouraged. And what I mean by that is if you have an opinion about whatever is said in regards to the review, like you have a something to add and stuff, please definitely do so. I am always reading the comments and happy to answer any questions you might have if they come up during the conversation. Obviously, that will be said on the stream. So reach out at if you also want to like and subscribe, obviously, to Afro to Go Reviews on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and obviously on YouTube. All right, so let's go ahead and get back to the game. 5-1, bottom of the fifth inning. Oh, my first baseman. That's right. If you don't remember, a couple of streams ago, we had to move our third baseman to first base, and in doing so, lost a lot of defense. So that's the reason why he couldn't get to that pitch to get to that hit. Oh, Posey. So now let's go ahead and get into our discussion. Our discussion for today, which is the San Francisco Giants and what they look like as far as a roster for this season. Now, there's 26 players on the roster this year, and there's a lot of questions as far as what the end of the roster is going to look like. Now, the issue is that when a team is going into their spring training, generally they have a set, probably out of usually a 25-man roster, they have a set 17 or 18 every spring that I think I went out. No, I didn't. Maybe 17 to 18 out of those that going into spring training are locks for roster spots. But over the last few years, did he get one? He got one. Oh my gosh. Over the last few years, there's been a huge change in the landscape of how rosters are put together. So you have your teams that have one really big star that's paid a hefty amount of money that may win you games or may not win you games, but definitely will win you in the market as far as they didn't get to it. As far as, getting jerseys sold and things like that. And if you have that type of player, it's hard to let them go. But really good teams have learned that you might be able to get 3 of those guys early in their career before they're making the money for one of those guys who is in their prime. Now, if you think about a roster and how it looks, would you rather have the one guy who is a top-notch guy, believe me? Would you rather have that guy on your roster, or would you rather have 3 guys on your roster, maybe sometimes 2 guys, but would you rather have 3 guys on your roster that are approaching that level, and you control them financially for several years. So there was a big shift several years ago where that actually became kind of what the GMs like Farhan Zaidi with the San Francisco Giants, who was formerly with the Dodgers and also formerly with the Tampa Bay Rays, and has a lot of ties also to the Oakland Athletics. That style of general managing is that you take your pieces, and it's kind of a for traditional baseball fans, one of the things that they love is continuity, and I'm in that realm of a baseball fan. And traditional, being a traditionalist and things like that, those are things that I hold dear as a baseball fan. However, this is one thing that we definitely need to, really, really move on from, and that is that a player is going to play in the same uniform their whole career. If they end up doing so, it's it's magic. It happens. It happens once in a great while. But I think that that's one thing that over the years was difficult as a fan to get over, was the fact that you as a fan were loyal to the player, and they are supposed to stay loyal to you and the team and all this other kind of stuff. That's not how business works, and that's not how the players or the team should work, because you want to be able to have a relationship with your players that's businesslike. But if it goes beyond that, you're then doing the fans a disservice. Do you see how that works? You're giving the fans a bad product because of your relationship with the player. So again, it's a magic when it works. It definitely does work. Matt Kane is a perfect example of how it worked with the San Francisco Giants. He spent his entire career with the Giants. Didn't complain much at all. Didn't have that nasty period where there was animosity between him and the either the fans really, or I made him throw it away. Oh, but they had a backup. Oh, I'm gonna make. Oh no. Oh, look at that. I outsmarted him. I outwitted him. Oh, he doesn't even have the ball. Look at that. I used to love playing with these guys like this. Look, he still doesn't have the ball. Oh, I used to love this. Anyway, now he has the ball. Okay. Anyway, if you're doing it, having the relationship, and that overarcs the relationship, I'm going to do this again. I'm going to make him throw it away. Oh, and he had a backup too. Oh, look at him. I just have all the look at that. I even took third base. All right. So again, my point is that if you have too close of a relationship with your player, the fans lose out. And that is one thing that we've learned now over the last couple years is that if you have a player that stays on the same team forever, it's a miracle. Okay? And that's because usually the team, if things are going right, the team is looking out and, going to trade the player a little early, or, going to break up the chemistry a little early. It's going to happen. But fans don't like that, and that's the reason why some fans tune out. And so I think that the Giants are following that trend of the future of, it's kind of like a reverse free agency, where it used to be that you held on to the star as long as you could, because they're going to sell you tickets, they're going to sell your merchandise, and they're going to hopefully also bring other really good players to that team eventually, because then, oh my gosh, what a horrible swing. They're going to want to be on that team with that player. But really, what has happened lately more in the general managing and like what the Giants have now is we want you on the team. However, if your value to the team as far as financials and just overall growth where you've outgrown your team, if that happens, we have no problem at all, making the decision to replace you with 2 or 3 younger of you instead of you. Now, that's good for the player too because they are going to a team that wants them. The team that is trading the big-time guy is usually taking a chance that 1 or 2, oh, what a play, no. 1 or 2 or even 3 of those players, usually it's 1, maybe 2 of those players doesn't pan out that they get from the other team. But, you know, the way scouting is now, usually that doesn't happen too often as much as it used to. There were times when the Giants would make trades where all 3 prospects that were supposed to be just dominant prospects in the other team, all 3 of them flamed out immediately. They came over to the Giants and they were already horrible. Like they were like, "What did you just sell us?" It was kind of like the merchant in the Aladdin, like you're selling me bad goods type of thing. But that doesn't happen as much anymore because again, the scouts and the amount of time that is spent is so great that you don't have those misses as much as you would in the past. So we won the first game in the series. We're going to play 2 more. We're going to try a game against. Let's do the Ghastly Monsters and then the Dreams. We'll end today's live, which will be about half hour. That was kind of a slow game. Ghastly Monsters is going to be pretty quick, I would think. And then we'll get to the Dreams tonight. I'm gonna try and switch out. I want to see if Batter. I'll give Batter a chance in this one. So in saying that the Giants' year is different is kind of an understatement because this is going to be the first true year in a long time that the roster is filled with like pretty much for sures, but it's also a year where there is 3 to 4 people who are ready to bust out that are already on the 40-man roster, where if you send them down, yes, it buys you a little bit of time, but the PR when you send somebody down as a youngster, if they are ready, the PR on, he got thrown out. My gosh. The PR on that is off. The PR on that is awful. And here's why. You leave a guy down who's hitting home run after home run after home run. You leave him in the minors just so that you don't have to pay him as much in the future, or you lose a year of control, which is usually what the main thing is. The fans know it. The agent knows it. And when it comes time for there to be any negotiations, or there is leverage there. Oh, remember when you left me down in the dumps and I wasn't able to, play in the majors for that 2 months or 3 months? So it's a conundrum, obviously, because the player themselves are the ones that are pushing the issue. And it's not because they're upset or they're angry. It's that their play itself, dang it, their ability itself is pushing the issue. So what do you do? I mean, that's really the main question that teams have right now is the player ready? Or did they have a good streak in the minors or in spring training, and really when they come up and when everybody's, doing the whole 100%, are they still that same player? Are they still going to perform at that same level? Because when you start that up, you really don't want to stop that clock. So GMs and coaches have a lot of, he caught it. Have a lot of questions as far as that's concerned. And one of those questions from the San Francisco Giants right now is coming from Eliot Ramos. Eliot Ramos is a absolute stud. He's already shown that he can hit pretty much anything, fastball, curveball, changeup, whatever. And so because of his bat and his ability to play a pretty good outfield as well. He's gonna get he didn't. He didn't. Okay, good. A really good outfield as well as a possible center fielder. He is really pushing the envelope as far as if he is ready to be a major league outfielder. And so because of him pushing that envelope and being on the doorstep, it's making it to where some of the 2 or 3 of the for sures of this year could be question marks all of a sudden. And they weren't even close to being question marks. Oh, there's a grand slam. They weren't even close to being question marks at the end of last year. But because the Giants have done a couple things, they have restocked the minor leagues. They have gone out and found those little hidden gems that other teams really liked, but they might have had a youngster coming up through their minor league system that they needed to have that position. They wanted to save that other person. They wanted to keep him, but it just wasn't going to happen, and the Giants just happened to jump on them like Tommy La Stella. It's a good time to be a fan of a team where the GM understands the landscape of where the game is moving. And I really think that the Giants do have that type of management right now, that leadership that understands that the game is going to evolve, and at a moment's notice you could go from having a DH on the team to not, and you have to be able to adjust and know who it is that's going to be in place. And the Giants seem to be aware of that type of adaptation that they have to do. There's Jason with an inside pitch, and he pulls it, but I get underneath it on that one. It's all about the change at the end of each one of these pitches. See, that was a strike. I don't know where that missed. So let's go through and talk about what the Giants have done over the last month. They went from having maybe the last 2 months, they went from having a starting rotation that not only was it a question mark, let's not even say the word question mark. They had two possible one starter and another starter. And when I say that, I mean they had Kevin Gossman, who was re-signed as a free agent, 1 year, return, possibly do the same thing next year, or maybe work out a deal at some point in this season, which would be nice because he pitched really well for them last year. And then Johnny Cueto, who I am a huge fan of. Love Johnny Cueto. I love his quirkiness. I love his persona. I love his love for the game. It's all inside of him when he plays. But he statistically, from what most publications talk about, was known as the number one worst starter statistically in the game last year. And obviously he was coming back from an injury, and so he gets a pass. He gets a pass for last year. But he probably would go into this year as a third starter at best. At best for most rosters. With the Giants, he was a 2 for sure, and you want him to be your 4 or your 5 on a decent or to good staff. And so the Giants after having Gosman and Cueto. They sustained the Gosman, meaning that they kept him at the, kind of the number one, but backfilled him with Alex Wood, who is definitely a serviceable to good starter, meaning Kirk Reeder, Kirk Reeder, Terry Mulholland, lefty that's going to give you, just enough to keep you in games and hope that the bullpen comes in and performs for you. Okay, so you got Alex Wood, who's a veteran starter. You got Anthony DeScalfani, who was a staple, I believe, for the Reds. Okay, and if you're pitching in that ballpark, you are prepared for a better situation anywhere else. And then in addition, and here's the thing, in addition to Aaron Sanchez, who is most likely going to be the third or fourth starter, they not only enhanced their starting staff, but they also beefed up their AAA staff and made it to where they've got kind of a prime. Oh man, I didn't go back. They've got a primed group down in the minors, or in an extended format that they have, that is ready to go. They've signed Sean Yamaguchi. They've got Kazmir. They've got a few guys that they've got picked up who are trying to bring it back. And what better place to bring it back but in a major league team, in a major league organization, rather than in some cases in the past it's been a Northwest League, an independent league or something like that where rehabilitation has taken place. So the Giants are taking on kind of that responsibility in some ways to help some of these pitchers with their second half of their careers, which is an admirable thing. I don't know if they're doing it specifically as a humanitarian thing, but it is part of the process that's going on with them. They are helping some of these players, some of these pitchers back on their feet after injury and things that have kept them out of the game for a while. The Giants have been a lot better than a lot of other teams, actually, from what I've seen, of just looking past the last year, kind of sky viewing the last year and saying, whatever happened in the last year is with last year's team, and whatever you did on a team, if it was a bad year for you hitting wise or pitching wise, we're not going to hold that against you. We're going to look at the year before, and we're going to look at the years prior to that, and I think that's the right thing to do. I'm going to try and end this now if I can. 9-0 with 2 outs. You know what? We're going to bring the left fielder out. Pinch hit with the center fielder because the center fielder. Is that gonna bleed? No. Dang it. So the center fielder now is gonna be in the outfield, which is fine. All right, so the starting pitching for the San Francisco Giants, it looks like that'll be the starting 5. at this point right now. Gosman, probably Wood, DeScalfani, sorry, um, Sanchez, and probably Cueto, or flip flop those two. And then again, they've got several other ones that are just ready to go. Logan Webb, Tyler Beatty will be ready in May, I think they said. He's going to be definitely in the mix when he comes back because he's got some stuff that people just can't hit sometimes. He's just got swing and miss stuff. So he definitely will be in the mix when he's back. Um, and then in the bullpen, let's just talk about that. So we've got 5 already there. You're going to have 26 players on the team. In the bullpen, they have, and before I get to the bullpen, Caleb Berger is also another lefty who is also ready to start, I believe, and he may crack the bullpen. Oh, I shouldn't have did that. Oh, okay, that was bad. Caleb Berger is ready to go, and if they can, don't tell me Medusa. Oh, and then I threw it past. Oh, that's awful. How can I give up a run there? Yes, double play. Lucky there. So they've got plenty of arms that are right there, ready to go. In the bullpen, Berger is actually obviously a thought in there as well. Reyes Maranta is scheduled to be back. That's another one that will be one to look forward to. They brought in Jake Mcgee, who's a left-handed possible closer type, like a Will Smith style, which you see the Giants, their main thing has been get the value and then get out. That's kind of where things are moving to. Get the value and then get out. Don't overpay for the years afterwards. And again, I'm not trying to devalue the player. They deserve the pay. But as a fan, you want to get the value and then you want to get out. The Giants, for several years in the past, have gotten the value and then held their hand and allowed that emotion to get the best of them. Now, if a player's with you for 5 years, 6 years, makes a difference. But it's not going to happen too often anymore. It's going to be up to the team and the player together combined to see if the chemistry is there. It's not going to be as easy as the fans and all that, that you keep the player because the people that are calling into the radio station are saying that the player needs to stay. That's not going to really fly anymore. Might catch some heat for it, but Brian Sabian caught heat for the Jeff Kent trade too, and it turned out to be the right trade for them. Matt Williams going to the Indians. So let's talk about what the actual the field the position players look like. It looks like Casali and Posey, obviously. Posey behind the plate with Casali as his backup. Casali is a veteran catcher who is not at all afraid of going out there and catching. He's ready to go at all times. So he's a very quality catcher. They have Tromp and Joey Bart in the minor leagues, as well as Patrick Bailey, who is their draft pick a couple years ago, and Joey Bart obviously a year before that. And so they actually have a backload on catchers. I don't. There is no problem with that. Obviously, there's always good to have more than enough players. But here we're gonna do a quick little thing here. I don't know if is AA in the game right now. batter could hit. Batter could hit. We're going to get rid of him for sure. I hate it when it's just one. But that's okay. So AA, we got to make sure AA's in the game too. All right. Let's get on with this American Dreams game. Giants against American Dreams. AA is in the game. Okay. Let's making sure he was in the game. And let's get center fielder back in there, and then let's put batter here. We've got definitely a left-handed heavy team, but that's all right now. We'll fix that eventually, because there are some players out there that I need to change. There's a base hit. Good start. The Dreams are always going to be the ones that are going to be the hardest. Cyclop has got a 1.01 ERA. And as you can see, I hit off of the slight movement on the left side usually. I'm usually moving in some capacity because I'm trying to go the other way. Nope. Here's some more. Watch this. Hey. There we go. Let's go. Charge. Get it. Nope. He's going to hit a double play. Yeah. Dang it. 2 outs. Ooh, foul ball. Let's do this one. Not as much of a fan as on that one. I like the other victory. Foul. Ooh, we got it up the middle. Base hit. That'll score 1. So that's a big run. To score 1 in the first inning at any time against the American Dreams is actually a good thing. And if that got past him, that was definitely an inside the park home run. If that was bouncing by him, it got close too. He just happened to be there. Here's my guy, the third baseman, playing first base, or the first baseman playing third base, hitting 6 bombs. Oh my gosh, what a bad. Let's see if we can get in the way of this guy. All right, so I'll have to settle for 1 run. My starter isn't bad, though. 2.07 ERA for the season so far. Coming up on 53 minutes in the stream. We got about 7. I mean, obviously it depends on how long we go with the Dreams here. But, again, I'll be doing these on a more frequent basis. That way all of you can follow along. Ooh, look at Joe with the 19 jacks and a 5.04 ERA. Woo! Or, 5.04 batting average. Oh, I got to get him outside. So that I can get him inside and try to sneak one past him. I think I got him off his hands. Yeah. See, just got it inside enough. So, again, if you're joining me for the... Oh, he took off on me, but he's... Oh, what a gun back there. There you go. Oh, I got to do it. Oh, that's not a good one. I don't like that one. Anyway, if you're watching for this, obviously after the fact, I am thankful, obviously, for you to join in and check out what I'm doing, and listen to my opinion on things and reviews and things like that. And I'm just grateful that you will now and in the future appreciate or think of my reviews and what I believe is to be credible, because I'm only doing this to pass that on to you. That's That's my main thing is that's the reason why I do it live. I will start doing other videos as well, that will be cut up and things like that. But I really like the live nature, of explaining and speaking to you. And if you know that it's going to be a certain period of time, you know that it's going to be condensed. And I'll talk about other things in the future that are on my mind. And if you decide to ask me questions, I'll try my best to answer those. So probably go a little longer than an hour on this one because obviously the American Dreams are a tough team to beat, and we're only in the second inning. So, but it is 3-0. If I can somehow take advantage of something here, but nah. Not. Oh wow, Jax didn't turn on the juice on his throw there. Foul. So talking about the Giants, first base, we got catcher, which is again going to be Posey and Casali. First base, they've got Brandon Belt, obviously, who pitched or played fabulously last year. Hit really well. Obviously, is great defensively, has always been. And it's definitely encouraging. Oh, that didn't get down. It was 2 outs anyway. Definitely encouraging that his bat came around last year. Sorry, Hank. I wasn't trying to come inside like that, but there we go. Oh, inside. But the main thing is that they actually have a lot of pieces that can play first base, along with Brandon Belt. He is starting the season probably on the disabled list, due to, you know what? I am not 100% sure what it actually ended up being that he was having a problem with, but it is something that is holding him back from actually starting the spring training on time. So that means that he'll probably be out. But that is one position that they have plenty of backup for. Wilmer Flores can play there. Darren Ruff, Buster Posey also can play there. So plenty of options to play first base. Even Tommy LaStella is another one that is available. Wow, they're already pinch hitting in the first inning. Wow, that's amazing. Wow, that shakes me up. Or second inning. Wow, that I've never seen that before. They've gone to their bullpen in the second inning. They've already used up one of their best pitchers. Wow, I can't believe that they just did that. Why would the computer do that? All right, so second base. Tommy LaStella is slated as the starting second baseman, but if he is to go to first base, Donovan Solano will fill in as the starting second baseman. However, the Giants are now becoming technically a bunch of Max Muncies is what they want. Guys that can play every position, Ben Zobrist, those type of players, so that their value is just all over the field. They're not stuck on one. Their bat can stay in the game at any time, and that's very important. The value in a bat is much more valuable, really, than the glove in a lot of cases. Except for obviously, there are certain positions that you do have to make sure that the person is a good enough player. To play that position, like a catcher. You can't just have a catcher that's allowing the ball to pass, over and over and over. So that is one position that you have to have some semblance of, you don't rely on just a random person jumping behind the dish and hitting and being a good hitter and saying, well, he can hit. You don't do that. But for the most part, if somebody can play multiple positions decently, then their bat's going to stay in the lineup the entire year. So that's how you do it. And Mauricio De Bond has done an admirable job of coming up as an infielder, preferably mostly a shortstop, and now is not a great, but a very, 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 very good center fielder. And it's just his athleticism, and I've known for a long time that he's the type of player that could do something like that, and he could play anywhere on the field. And his bat will stay in the lineup because he's got a very, very, very advanced bat. Very advanced bat. So, second base right now will probably be, I mean, if LaStella has to play first, it'll be Donovan Solano. Wilber Flores could play second base, so there's plenty of options there as well. And they also have who's the guy? Hold on a second. Who's the guy they have? What was his name? Jason Vossler, who looks like he can hit pretty darn well. So he's another one that I would definitely say that has a really good chance to stick. Hasn't played in the major leagues yet, but the Giants picked him up and have high hopes for him, and he's looked good in the several at bats I've seen of him in spring training. Shortstop right now is basically Brandon Crawford with Dubon most likely as your main backup, but I'm sure that a guy like Vossler probably could also handle the shortstop position. Flores is decent there. Solano is more so a second baseman. And then at third base, Evan Longoria is your starter. However, he also has a plantar fasciitis, so it's possible that you'll have Tommy LaStella actually moving over to third as well. So you've got some options there, and that's the reason why the Giants have the roster that they do, is to make sure that they can fill those little holes where they need to when people are get hurt, and obviously this year there could be some COVID-related illness and things like that as well. So, in addition, we'll move out to left field. You have right now Alex Dickerson is most likely going to be one half of a starting outfield in left field, with somebody like Darren Ruff or maybe Jalen Davis if he looks good. And they also have Lamont Wade Jr., who's also a left-handed hitting outfielder who is similar to like a maybe a story like Mike Yastrzemski, who's going to obviously start in right field with Dubon in center. But I think that the strongest battle right now is going on in the outfield because they have so many people who can hit. Now they're trying to get somebody who can hit and who shows outfield abilities that's above and beyond the others. And that's where a wild card like Eliot Ramos comes in, is that maybe you take a little bit away at some point as far as maybe not having the best eye at the plate, swinging at pitches that may or may not be, I almost got it past him, may not be at the right time, just as Joey Bart did last year. But do you look past that and see that even defensively, even with those couple, situations at the plate where you make a mistake, you see a ball differently than what you normally would in the minor leagues, because pitchers in the major leagues have a lot more pitches than the pitchers in the minor leagues do. Got it in on them. Do you look past that because the player has a lot more as far as the capability itself, maybe equal to, if not a little bit better raw talent than a guy who's a little bit more seasoned. But also, in addition to that, you think about the defensive part of it. And, fresh legs, young legs, obviously, and good vision. These all come with the younger players, usually. I mean, I know that the older you get, the better you could read, things, too, after a while. You get good jumps on balls, and you can, read where pitches are going to be, and you see players obviously playing for a while. Obviously, you get to know where their swing goes. I know about that. I played with several players who played for many years, and I know about the experience and things like that. But also, you got to understand. Oh, I hit Hank again. He's gonna run at me. You got to understand these fresh legs that are out there. There's nothing. Oh, did I let him? I let him. I let him get extended. There's nothing that compares to the fresh legs. Now, we also have not only those guys, but we have to also talk about Austin Slater, who's definitely going to be on the team and could be the platoon with Dickerson. And I mentioned Jalen Davis and Darren Ruff, but overall, Austin Slater has similar value to the Giants to Mauricio De Bond. And it's very, very close in those two because of how many different positions that they could play and what they actually bring to the team. So he's going to be on the team no matter what, Austin Slater. So I didn't even talk about him, but he's on the team. He's a fourth or fifth outfielder, and could be in conversation to start more games than not as well. And this team isn't like that. I think that's the biggest thing is that it doesn't matter. If Dickerson goes a few games without playing, he's not going to complain. Same thing goes with Austin Slater. Same thing goes with Mauricio De Bond. If he needs to sit down for a couple days because he's not really seeing the ball well, I don't think that there'll be any of those guys that will be complainers, which is how guys like Gabe Kapler get in trouble is usually having players on their team that don't respect, the process, the entire process. And guys like Kapler are great managers of teams when the teams themselves know themselves. And this team, I think, knows themselves. They have a great leader in Buster Posey behind the plate. They have a lot of veteran leadership in the clubhouse. So, having Gabe Kapler as a player's coach is definitely a bonus for this team. They should see it as a bonus too. So again, center field has De Bond, with the caveat that if Eliot Ramos, he's got 3 home runs already, and 2 of them were absolute bombs. One of them being opposite field, like just wrists only. I'm telling you, wrists only. I'm not joking about that. I'm talking about Hank Aaron wrists only type of swing. If this type of player exists on this roster, on the 40-man roster, and he's not up and he's hitting those same balls in the minors or anywhere where anybody could see him, the Giants are going to be forced to bring him up. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because they actually, this guy he was drafted at a young age, and the reason why he was drafted is because he was a phenom at that age, and that he's showing that now. So they've done the right things. They have to make sure that they continue showing their young guys that, hey, when you're ready, let's do it. Let's not waste it. And I think that that's what this team is going to do. That's going to be different from other Giants teams. Sometimes they wasted it. Sometimes they kept it down too long in the minors. If they're ready, they're ready. And I think, again, that's what Gabe Kapler also has a good handle on, being a minor league coordinator for the time that he did. We're almost done with this one, guys. Hour and almost 10 minutes here. I also wanted to mention that I have seen some streams that people have had over the last few months. Brand new streamers, people who have never done it before. Similar to myself, obviously, because I am someone who is trying to kind of. Oh, that's gone. trying to figure things out on online and kind of document and again just let the people out there know my views on certain things. I got to keep him in now. He's up 15-4, but I do want this to end this inning, and I got Joe coming up. This is a bad situation here. I got to get Pete out. But I wanted to mention that, dang it, that all of these new streamers have had very similar situations to myself. Very, very, very small, stream audiences to start out. Oh, man. And then they definitely get bigger as time goes on because people are aware that the channel exists. I got to take him out. I can't. I know. That's from Cameron. I can't. Oh. Killing me softly here. But a lot of times it's the same thing. There's a lot of views that occur after the fact that, a double play. Nice. Okay. I'll take 2 for 1 there. That puts the onus on my man here. I'm gonna put him in. Good. Do I go back out there? I'm gonna go out. Then I'm gonna come in. The fastball on the underneath the hands. I'm going to go in. Now I'm going out. Boom. Game over. Okay. So a good game against the Dreebers. 15-5. Pitcher E1 got the save in that one. No, he got the win in that one. He has a save in another game. Cy gets the loss. His first one of the year. He's 13-1. Lefty hit a bomb. Eddie hit a bomb, his first. And then I had Posey hit his 7th. So a pretty good game there. So like I mentioned, anybody who's watching these, you are contributing to the algorithms, I guess you would say, or the how this channel grows in capacity to more views and more people by doing a thumbs up, a like on it, getting set up where when I do go live, it alerts you so that you're able to check in for a little bit. Come in and out anytime you want. That's the reason why I'm doing this is for, this guy's pretty good too. Yeah, he's got, but it's luck's down, and people don't like him. I don't know why. But that's basically what this is for, is to help provide a service to you in a way that I provide on a daily basis as a teacher as well. With presentation and things like that of the views of the day, the news of the day, point of views like tonight where the Giants came up and what's going on right now before the season starts. Right now it's early and it's spring training time, and it's basically the earliest part to have a kind of a prediction of what that roster will look like. So thank you again for joining me. Let's end with a couple of so you got that one right, okay? And we've got,
you're a loser.
Oh, you are.
Loser. You suck.
Oh, the old Stu.
No.
Oh, no. What about this one? Where's this one here?
That's nasty.
The old family.
That's nasty. That's nasty. That's nasty.
So.
Falcon punch.
All right. So thank you again for joining me. It's been a pleasure playing Baseball Stars. Played 3 games tonight. Won all 3. We are now... Where is it? There we go. The standings going into the next night of baseball. This was World Powers, Ghastly Monsters, and the American Dreams. 3-0 tonight brings us to 10-0 with no losses. But now we played 20 games less than the American Dreams, so they have obviously 18 more wins. So we'll catch up to that as we go along. Willie leads the league in batting average with a .682 batting average. We've got our third baseman at second, .666. I don't like saying that number, but it is what it is. And then we've got the rest of our averages. Then we've got, as you know, the Triple Crown is when you actually have the top in averages, the top home runs, and the top in runs batted in, RBIs. So right now, Willie is leading the league in average, but then Lefty is leading the league in home runs and RBIs, getting a home run in this last game against me. I don't have anybody in the top 10 in home runs yet. We don't have anybody from the Giants, but we do have Posey and first baseman in the top 10 in RBIs, 28 and 26. Sandy leads the league in ERA, .79. Cy is the second, is 1.30. His went up in this last game significantly. We've got Pitt A1, 1.63, and Pitt B1, 3.19 in the top 10. Best pitchers right now are Sandy and Cy with 14 and 13 wins. Now, you saw earlier there's 28 wins by the Dreams. So that means that their starting staff has 27 of the 28 wins that they have right now. Our best pitcher is Pitt A1 with 4 wins. We've got Pitt B1 with 3. Saves leader, Frank, Cyclop, and Nappy, 2 each. We've got Pitt E1 tied, along with Dizzy, Wana, Kelly, Jekyll, Hama, and Kono with 1 apiece. So again, thank you all for joining me. It's been a pleasure, and I hope you join me again for the next A Fro To Go Reviews live gaming session. And again, about an hour each one, and we'll have fun again. You guys take it easy, and thanks for coming today, and I'll see you again tomorrow.